Dark Roads by Chevy Stevens is a shocking and twisty psychological thriller. Chevy Stevens has written such a vivid story, which makes you feel like you were right there in Cold Creek. In this Canadian town, young girls have disappeared for years on the long stretch of highway. It is a well-known cautionary tale. Try not to be on the dark roads after evening time since you are not safe, and no killer has ever been caught. This one begins with an atmospheric prologue, and afterwards we meet Hailey. She has grown up in Cold Creek. Tragically, her dad died recently in an accident and she's presently living with her aunt and uncle. Vaughn is a cop and not liked due to his strict adherence to the rules, bullying, and violence. Hailey bristles under his controlling nature and soon she escapes to the mountains. The following part of the novel centers around Beth. She is lost in sorrow. She came to Cold Creek 1 year after her sister was killed there. Beth finds a job at the same place where her sister worked, and she feels like she's being watched. Can Beth be able to get away from the destiny of her sister and discover the answer to who was behind her killing? Stevens brings her mind-boggling ability and talent to write an incredible spine chiller to Dark Roads. The tension and feeling of danger is intense. First you have a highway where girls have been vanishing for quite a long time. Next you have Vaughn, who is a frightening, dictatorial despot. All through the story there is an undercurrent of looming destruction that continues strengthening, spreading, and developing. When you begin reading it is difficult to put it down. The pacing is awesome. At the point when the tension turns out to be excessively, Stevens gives a rest prior to tightening up the tension once more. The characters are well developed and feel and respond like real people. The only exception is Vaughn, who seems evil all the time. The story is both character-driven and a suspenseful thrill ride. Part-way through the story the plot somewhat wanders off into a more of a character-driven story about growing up, yet rapidly gets back to the thriller story. The ending is twisty, adrenaline-filled, and nice. I have liked novels that Chevy Stevens has written, and Dark Roads by Chevy Stevens is no exemption.
Thanks for listening this book review podcast. If you like this review, don't forget to follow, so that you do not miss any of our future podcast. Also show us your love by sharing it with your friends and family.